All right, guys, we're live. Hey, happy Friday. It's Ted Bogert with the Ted Show. And we finally get Carly Joe Jackson and Julie Honohan on the show. Welcome, welcome.
Hi, thanks for having us.
I'm very excited. You guys have been very patient with my schedule and my craziness that is my life. But there's lots of talent in this room, and it's not me. So I'm very excited for you guys to share your journey, sing a little for us, Carly Joe. I don't know if Julie wants to pipe in or not.
No. Come on, Julie. We don't want to scare everyone away. We just started the show.
I love it. All right, so let's start with Carly Joe. Tell us a little bit about you, your background, and I think people love to hear the journey of how you actually took something you love, which obviously is singing, and made it into a career choice. So welcome to you both, and we'll start with you, Carly Joe.
Thank you so much. This is so fun to feel like we're live and all together like this. But as far as origin story, I guess I kind of spent my whole childhood just imitating commercials that had like a funny, catchy tune in it, or just any old song that was popular on the radio. I would try my hardest to sound exactly like whoever was singing it, and like down to the guitar noises, I'd be like do 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 do. I really was like an imitator, and so I thought I wanted to get into acting, and I joined an acting and arts school, and they kind of brought out my singing side. They're like, you're singing all the time. You never be quiet. So let's figure out how to funnel that into something useful. So I picked up a guitar when I was 16. And then ever since then, I've been having something like that to write songs on. It's just been like songs after songs. So I'm happy that I did pick that up. And then now I've been able to kind of make it something where I can gig and pay my groceries and pay my rent and stuff like that. So I haven't had to get another job. I've been able to, like you said, try to make it kind of a career. But thanks for asking. Sometimes it's nice to remind yourself like how far you've come.
Well, I'm always amazed at anybody who says, well, I picked up a guitar. I could pick one up too, but that doesn't mean that anything's going to come out of it productive. Did you already have like the musical ability, or did you learn right then and there?
I probably should have mentioned that I also in school, I was into like chorus, which taught us how to read music, like a cold read and stuff. And I played the French horn in my band class. So I was definitely into music and into arts and things like that. So it wasn't a total blind pickup, but it was really hard. Like I first tried guitar when I was 6 and I hated it. And I put it down. I said I was never going to do it again. But then eventually, whenever I turned 16 and I really wanted to get into singing, I realized that it's going to be a useful tool if I can just get it in the right spot where I'm not wanting to smash it all the time from being frustrated.
All right. So how about you, Julie? Tell us about how you come into the picture and your background.
Well, we are excited to have Carly Joe on your show right now because she was one of the artists that joined us last week for Bloomfest Live. So kind of my story is I have a daughter who was a singer that you had on your show.
I did.
I think 2 years ago when she was first starting. So we were blessed to have a wonderful relationship with a company called Hutch Down Records, which is an independent label coming out of Cincinnati. They do some artist development. They are really been so supportive of her and her career. So I have been fortunate this year that I am now working with Hutch Down Records as well as their event planner and a little bit of marketing as well. So we have combined a show that I started 2 years ago called Bloomfest, which was established to help give independent artists a really safe, fun space to be able to perform. No fees for them, no charging, just venues in Central Florida to give them a place to perform and practice, especially younger ones who can't perform in bars. So that was kind of how it all started. So we did a festival 2 years ago in New Smyrna. It was great. It was a wonderful venue. We had about 10 artists. Last year, we got the sponsorship of Hutch Down to back us, and we were able to grow it to 10 acts of independent artists over 5 venues last summer throughout Central Florida within 1 week. This year we had a little setback because obviously no one's performing live. So we did a live stream event last week, which we had 22 independent artists. And so many people were just eager to jump on our platform and share their gift, because there's so many people that are stuck home not being able to perform, and artists need to perform, and they need to perfect their skills, and they need to have support. So that's where Bloomfest was discovered, or how it was discovered. And now we have this great, again, partnership with Hutch Down, and we get to work with artists like Carly Joe, who share her amazing talent for us.
I love the concept of bringing independent artists together, because right now, even before COVID, getting independent artists, finding the right place for them, finding the venue, finding the right festival, finding the right anything is a challenge, because most artists want to be artists. They don't want to be the management side of it. They don't want. It's very difficult to balance that when you're a creative and you're trying to figure out how to maneuver through the business world too. So kudos to you guys for doing that, because I think that gives more exposure to independent artists that might not have had the exposure or the wherewithal before.
Yeah, and especially artists that are starting off. One of the things that we encountered when we were working with my daughter, as well as some other artists her age, and at the newness that she was, they want you to be able to sell tickets and pack house. And if you're new, you can't do that. And the way you develop that is by performing out. So it's kind of what comes first, the chicken or the egg. And so we decided, why not create something that could give other artists like herself the chance. And then we love to have artists like Carly Joe, who was a little more veteran, to come on and cross-pollinate everyone's population of fans, and just and hopefully collaborate as artists to create some good music. And it's just about giving them a safe place to be able to do that.
So Carly Joe, tell me a little bit about your style, or your did you start out one way and become another way once you picked up the guitar? How would you best describe not only your writing process, but your performance, your style of music?
Gosh, thank you so much. It's funny because it definitely started, like you said, one way and then kind of changed into another way. But I think everybody kind of takes a little time to find exactly, unless you're just born with this gift where the voice is just there and it's very easy for you. There's usually kind of a little bit of a struggle to find exactly where you fit, because there's so many artists out there, and it's really hard sometimes to feel like you're standing out, and the best way to do that is just being yourself. But I definitely started out trying to sing big songs like Beyonce's and Christina Aguilera's, all those awesome singers, but I couldn't figure out why I wasn't sounding the same. I would go to voice lessons and practice real hard, and it just wasn't what I wasn't embodying it the way I wished that I would. And shortly after having tried and failed at songs like that, I was introduced to people like Colby Calais and Joss Stone. I mean, introduced to artists. I didn't actually meet them. Shoot, I wish I did. But I figured out that there's this whole slew of artists, male and female, that have a different sound. Like maybe you don't always have to do the big runs and rolls. If you can't, you can do a little more of like a smoky or raspy thing. So after learning about artists like that, I was so young at the time that I had some time to kind of figure out where I'm going to go with these new abilities that I'm thinking of. And I ended up kind of having this moment when I was writing in college. One day I was writing a song called Trouble, which is on my latest EP. And I unlocked this cool part of me where I was being sassy rather than writing like sweet little songs. I used to be a huge Taylor Swift fan, and I used to only write about breakups and things like that. But after a certain point in college, after practicing my writing style, I just sat down one day and all these words just came out because I had taken off a filter somehow. And I think from there on, my style kind of changed to a little bit more fun and a little more, a little sassy. Like in the song, I was saying things that I had never said before. And my mom was even like, where did this come from? Where'd you get so sassy? So I definitely, I like that direction. I'm so glad that I spent the time to write that day, because every song, you never know what can happen. You could maybe find a new genre that you never thought of or something. And that's kind of the way that I go, is just laying it all down on the paper.
Sassy's good. I think there's nothing wrong with sassy, except unless you're managing people. So Julie, talk a little bit about the when artists come in, I'm sure people all think they have a talent. One of my favorite things is to watch the American Idol auditions. People have
Well,
been
Carly
told
Joe was on America's Got Talent, one of the
Yeah.
season 9. So you have one of them
Yeah,
right here.
season 9.
well, you have real talent. I like to watch the part where somebody finally, after 20 years, tells them maybe you should think of another way of life. But what is it? What is it like when people come to you? Because I would imagine you've got all these people with dreams, and they want to share their talent with you, and
Yeah.
then you have to, from a business perspective, say, well. Maybe. Like, how does that work? I don't know if I'd have the chutzpah to do that.
It's very difficult. So since our live stream last, or 2 weeks ago, and we had all those wonderful artists on, we have got endless emails and text and our DM messages on Instagram about wanting to participate in our live stream. And they're just for some people where you would love to encourage them to keep working, but they just aren't there yet to be able to hold an audience and know what they're doing. So, one of the biggest things that you can do as an artist is an artist development team. I know that my daughter and Carly Joe have both used the same one here in town, DME Orlando. They have been phenomenal in helping you to teach not just your vocal skills and your performance skills, but helping you train an instrument and really getting you to develop a book of music that fits you and your style. So with Hutch Down Records, we're doing that we have is trying to help them find a very defined, what is your image, what do you want to put out there, and sometimes just holding off a bit and getting a book of music and getting some training down before you present is better. So we do have another Bloomfest Live tonight. We're doing a 1-hour stream with 5 new artists. So hopefully they all have what it takes to capture an audience and have done their homework.
Is that nerve-wracking? I would be like Mama Bear or Mama Duck or whatever. I would be so nervous for them.
Yeah, they're doing 2 to 3 songs. We'll do a slight interview first, and I hope it's not intimidating. It's just live streaming on Instagram, so luckily it's not permanent. So
Good to know. All right, so I have to ask. Tell me about your songwriting style. I know what you sing, but what motivates you, Carly Joe? What is it like? Do you just see? I wish I had this talent. I would like to look at the sky and then have an amazing piece of music fall into my lap that I wrote or created. I think we all wish that. But where do you get your motivation from?
Well, it's always different, but I usually find that human interaction is a huge one. Just emotions that spark from that, and words. The things people say sometimes are so funny, and I'll just be walking around and hear somebody say something like it'll either rhyme or
are we losing Carly Joe?
Sound really cool, right?
We sort of hear you, Carly Joe.
I think we're losing you. The lovely live streaming internet challenges.
Anywhere, but
it's only as good as the one at your house. Unfortunately, lately, it's one of those things. So, how do you find? While Carly Joe's reconnecting, how do you find? So you said people reach out to you. So when you had Bloomfest, how do you determine? All right, this is somebody that we need to take to the next level, because obviously not everybody can move forward, Julie.
Yeah, it's really, again, our platform is meant for the artists that are starting off, that are really trying to get their name and to transition from being someone who's singing at home into having a following. And so, I hope that we try to guide them and help them to teach them how to set their internet, be close to the internet, and just give them tips to know what they're doing. What I have them do is send me a video of themselves singing, as well as we go through all their Instagram and their Facebook and check out what they're doing to see if they're at a level in which we would like to show them. And we hope that we just get them to the next level, and again, cross-pollinate some of our fans and their fans, and go from there. Now, when we do our live shows, it's a little bit different when we go on stage. That's a little bit of a more in-depth process to be able to participate in our shows. And when we have that open opportunity again, we'll do it through our website, Bloomfest HD, and we will, really stream or read people out and just kind of get the best ones out there that can not only entertain for a while, but cooperate well with everybody and work with other artists well.
Carly Joe, did we get you back? don't know if we have her back. I can
And
hear
she's such
her.
a good writer. She really is such a good writer. I want her to tell how she does it. Her songs are so creative and original, and she's such a
Hey,
phenomenal
I'm
performer.
not sure if you guys hear me. I was going to make an emergency move.
We can hear you. We just can't see you. I hear all the clicking. While she's
One other
doing
really
that,
great thing about Carly Joe is that she's so great at inspiring other young women to do what she does, because she will perform and then she'll come out and she'll talk to the girls in the audience and she encourages people. So that's why she's one of my favorites. She's not only such a great performer and songwriter, but she's so great at encouraging other artists to kind of follow their dream and help them with it, which is wonderful.
so let me ask you, while she's trying to get back up there, and you may have to
thank you guys.
There you are. All right, but we can't. You're not together, so to speak. You're very together, but your voice. All right. So you were telling us, and even if it's a little behind,
funny because
tell us about your songwriting. Well, we're trying, Julie.
We're trying. I know.
I'm kind
Listen.
of breaking up there. Do you mind repeating the question, my friend? I'm so sorry.
Absolutely. No. That's the fun of live show. You never know what's going to happen. Tell me, you started to tell us about your songwriting process. And Julie went on to say how amazing you are as a songwriter and how catchy and wonderful and creative your songs are. So tell us a little bit more about the process.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. It's funny because I never thought of myself as a songwriter for a long time in my life. I really thought I wanted to just sing, and I didn't know that entailed so much about writing, but I had been writing songs my whole life, like in school. I had really bad ADHD, so I would spend all my time just writing songs rather than focusing on what I should be doing, but I didn't realize what I was doing. Like, I didn't realize that that's a song. You can copyright that. You can perform that somewhere. I wasn't educated in that sense of what songwriting was. So I'm so happy that you guys say such an awesome thing, because it's like, I had no idea that was what's going to be in the cards at all, was songwriting.
She's so humble, Julie.
I know. Isn't she humble and adorable?
So sweet.
It's amazing. All right. Before I ask Carly Joe I would love for her to sing. I want to ask you, what was it like making the transition, Julie, from momager to manager? Because it's one thing to manage your own child when they're going through it, and it's another to manage somebody completely new who hasn't grown up with you in a household.
Well, that's a little easier, not going to lie. So anyone who has a teenage daughter will understand that. My daughter is such a great talent. And so the great thing about what we did with Hutch Down was, when I joined the team, I really tried to focus a little bit more on the other members of the team and have Danielle, our CEO, focus on Riley. I do help to manage her here and book her shows. She's graduating high school right now, so we're so excited. So she's going to take over a lot more of that herself. And yeah, just a little different than when you're managing other people. We have a really great band we're working with, Forts Like Vana. I think we're going to have them on next week. They're wonderful, but that's a group of young men, and it's a new challenge for us, and they're amazing. And we're just playing it by ear. We're just trying to do the best we can for these artists and do as much of the behind the scenes stuff. Like Carly said, registering songs, getting them copyrighted, all the stuff that takes a lot of work in the background that sometimes artists don't know what to do with or how to do. So we've figured that part out. And that's kind of what we're doing for them, helping them getting booked, creating live shows for them. So we're just kind of jumping into this with feet, see how it goes.
I love it. All right. So Carly Joe, are you ready to tell us a little bit about what you're going to sing? Because you're going to sing for us, which I'm very excited about.
Yes, I hope that the connection survives the song. We'll see. My connection is so weird right now.
We can hear you really well. You're just delayed for a second or two. So
yeah, just your picture.
You just keep going as you explain the song and then sing for us. If you don't hear us, we're not ignoring you.
And you can find her on YouTube if you want to see her performance. So
that's right.
Very true. Thank you, Julie. Gosh, you guys are so cool. And just the community around this with you, Ted, and you, Julie, and Hutch Down and Bloomfest. It's so awesome to even be on here and be explaining the songs and to be talking about such a thing. But this first song, I was going to just sing this song that I mentioned. I felt like kind of changed my writing style. And it was a lot of fun for me to write. And it was kind of a realization that sometimes I bring trouble around wherever I go. It just seems like I'm always getting caught in some funny little mess or something here and there. And the best thing you can do about that is just live your life and to continue on, because it's just a part of who you are, having a little adventure in there, yeah? Does that sound good, guys?
Sounds great.
Alrighty, I'm going to go for it. Y'all ready?
We're ready.
This song is called Trouble. I hope you enjoy it. Thanks for having me. Baby, right around it, folks got the time. Stop playing around and just get it right. Over and over, find 3-leaf clovers. My luck will come one day. Maybe when I get older, throw it over my shoulder. When the sun falls off on an eggshell path, I'm just playing railroad. Got nothing to lose but the white on my shoes. Can't sing the blues since you've had the blues, yeah. It comes in twos. I get used to all that bad news. Get it, so you don't send news. All right, all right, all right. Oh, it comes in twos. So I said, get used to all that bad news. Yeah, so you don't send news. You can't sing the blues if you've had the blues. Oh, keep calm and carry on. Life is a song, it's a beautiful one. Get your guitar, play from the start. There are no mistakes, there are no restarts, and you need recharge. And maybe this is it. Yeah, all power to you, don't you ever quit. You know you're legit and you'll never lose. You can't sing the blues if you've had the blues. Yeah, trouble comes in twos. Yeah, get used to all that bad news. So you don't send news, alright. Do alright. So it comes in twos. So I said, get used to all that bad news. So you don't send news, cause you can't sing the blues if you've had the blues. Oh, what is the meaning? I swear everything's weaving all together. It's better than ever. You know I'm feeling like color me green and color me mean. Oh, I said color me true, but most importantly, Ted Show. Yeah, I said color me blue.
Nice touch.
Trouble comes in twos, I know. Get used to all that bad news. Yeah. So you don't send news, you don't send your dues, you don't send your dues, yeah. So it comes in twos. Oh, I said trouble looks good on you. So you can't sing the blues if you've had the blues. Yay.
Woo, that was awesome.
Thank you.
That was awesome. Yeah, I didn't expect
I love playing that song.
Didn't expect that. That is sassy.
Thank you. Yeah. And before I was writing stuff that was like, I broke up with my boyfriend and he hurt my feelings, things like that. So it was definitely a change.
I like this a lot. That's awesome.
Me too.
I just didn't expect, you know, it's funny because I do a little research here and there. And so I listen to snippets, but I try not to because I want to be as surprised as the audience is when they hear, well, my audience hears you sing. And I just was taken aback, but I'm glad that you, in a fantastically positive way, I'm glad that you told me about Kobe, right? Kobe Calais, right? I mean, that is, you have this wonderful tone. There's a great tone. I'm not Randy Jackson. Oh God, you're not old enough to know that American Idol one. I love the tone of your voice. And so I would imagine seeing that live must just be out of this world.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. This has been such a wonderful thing to join you guys. Thanks for having us. I'm a huge fan.
Well, thank you. So how do we find you? How do we find your music? How do we find Bloomfest? How do we find Hutch Down? I'll let you guys kind of take a deep dive and tell us the best way they can reach out and the best way they can listen to and get your music.
Go ahead, Carla, you first.
Okay. Well, I have a website that's just carlyjoejackson.com. Tried to make it nice and easy for me to remember at least. But I have that. And then also there's Carly Joe Official on Instagram, Twitter, and things like that. Plus, in my merch store on my website, I'm donating 50% of merch sales to Basecamp, which is a Florida-based cancer. It's a cancer relief kind of project where they help out kids that are stricken with cancer and the families and things like that. So I guess as far as support goes, maybe just spinning those tracks and saying what's up to that website every now and then, and just chiming in and saying hey on Instagram and all that. I love hearing from people and saying hey.
Love it. Thank you.
And stream her music. Stream it.
Say it again. Stream it.
Yeah.
Stream.
All right. How about you, Julie? How do people reach out to you? What if I have a new artist that says, I'm dying to meet the one and only Miss Honohan?
Oh, I'm sure they will be.
Yeah.
So we have Hutch Down Records. We actually have a website development right now. So as of now, you can reach us on Hutch Down Records on Instagram or on Facebook. We also have Twitter. We also have Bloomfest on Instagram and Facebook, and we have the bloomfesthd.com, which is our website we just came up with. So really just DM us. We're looking forward to hearing any new artists and see where we can fit in the pieces of your puzzle that we can help you figure out. I think that, we are looking forward to having the next live show. So when that opportunity comes up, we're going to post it on our website, our Instagram for you to submit. But tonight you can catch us live on Instagram at 6 p.m. I have 5 artists that are joining us, and we're going to do it quite often on the Hutch Down Records Instagram page, so you guys can just experience some really great artists.
You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. It's a great way to kick off the weekend. You're my last show of the day. I would be remiss, Carly Joe, if I didn't share with you that I'm on the board for Basecamp. So thank you for your efforts and everything that you're doing to help Basecamp out. It's an amazing organization. So thank you guys. All right.
Thank you.
Carly Joe Jackson, Julie Honohan, Hutch Down Records, Bloomfest. Reach out to them. Get involved, guys. This is a great way for us to support the community and all of that they're doing musically and artistically. So thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
And Ted, I have to say, nice jacket. You always have a great jacket on every time I see you.
Thank you. I have black running shorts on underneath.
Yes,
that is the secret to that whole thing. All right. You guys are amazing. Appreciate
Thanks for having us.
Can't wait for the next show. Guys, check out Carly Joe Jackson. She's amazing. All right, guys. Talk to you later. Have a great weekend. Have a great weekend.